Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello everybody. In this session, we are going to see how to help children learn integers. Integers. What are integers? Integers are a set of negative numbers and positive numbers with one number in between which is neither negative nor positive. That's number 0. All this while, we have not taught them anything like minus before a number. But all of a sudden, we introduce that, and not only that, we tell them that the more they move on to the right side, the value increases, and the minute they move on to the left side, the value decreases. Yes, we use a number line. But what is the type of number line that we use? We will just see. We draw a straight number line like this, and then we put 0 in the center. And then we start marking like this. And we put all the negative numbers here. And we also tell children, the more they move on to the right side, or the numbers on the right side are of greater value when compared to the numbers on the left side. We also ask them to find out which is bigger. Is it -4 or is it 2? The child has to remember that 2 is on the right side and -4 is on the left side, and hence 2 is bigger. Let us remember one thing. Children with learning disability have difficulties in differentiating right from left, and sometimes they also forget the concept. They just look into the number 4 and number 2, ignoring the sign, and there is a possibility that they could write like this. Is there a way of overcoming this difficulty? Yes, we are just going to make a very small change in the number line. Instead of making a horizontal number line, we are going to make a vertical number line. And over here, 0 is there in the center, but as the numbers go up, it becomes plus, and as the numbers go down, they become minus. Right. For any child, going up means the value increases and going down means the value decreases is very easy to remember and relate to. So, the first, when you ask them to compare two numbers, say maybe which is bigger, 4 or -6, all that the child has to do is just draw a stick man against the number that they see, that is 4. And the next one that they see is somewhere over here, which is -6, and who is on top? 4 is on top. So, who is bigger? 4 is bigger. And how do you put the sign? The crocodile will open its mouth towards the bigger number, and hence you put this sign. Let us take the next number, -3 and -2. Now, where should they draw the stick man? On -3, and where should they draw for this one? Near -2. So, who is standing on top? -2 is standing on top. So, who is bigger or who is greater? -2 is greater, and remember, the crocodile always open its mouth towards the greater number. So, they need to put this, they need to put this sign. it becomes very easy for them to relate to and understand, and they do not make mistakes at all. Now, we are going to see how to teach children to overcome the difficulties that they see in addition of integers. What happens in integers? We give one negative number and we give another positive number and we ask them to add. Over here, although the instruction says addition, they have to actually subtract and put the sign of the bigger number. So, the children are very confused, and again they also do not know, or they get confused with the sign that they need to put after in the answer. How are we going to help them overcome this difficulty? We are going to make use of our hands to understand what is it that they have to do. Now, let us first take a couple of numbers and then we will see how to help children do addition of these numbers. Let us take minus 37 plus 21. If you look at this, there is one negative number, one positive number, and again you want them to add. That means although the word add is there, they have got to subtract it and put the sign of the bigger number. So, what we are going to do is, we are going to make use of their hands, and this hand is marked as plus and this hand is marked as minus. Please avoid using the word right hand and left hand, instead use the words plus hand and minus hand. Now, what they need to do is consider the two numbers without the sign. When you consider the two numbers without the sign, the numbers are just 37 and 21. Of these two numbers, which is bigger? 37 is bigger. Once you determine that, then you ask them to look into the sign. 37 is bigger, and what is the sign that you see before 37? Minus. So, they are going to take the minus hand and tap the top part of the table or position your hands over here. Now, which is the next number? 21. It is a smaller number, but the sign of fixed is plus. That means they have to take this hand and position it here, this way. Which is on top? Minus hand. So, the sign will be minus, and when I use two different hands, I have to subtract. So, once I subtract, I get the answer as 16. So, minus 37 plus 21 is minus 16. Let us take two more numbers. Minus 21 plus 15. So, between 21 and 15, which is bigger? 21 is bigger, and what is the sign of fixed? Minus. That means I am going to take my minus hand and place it on top. Which is the next number? 15, and what is the sign of fixed? Plus, and hence I place it here. Which hand is on top? My minus hand. So, the answer is minus, and when we use two different hands, we have got to subtract. So, 21 minus 15 is minus 6. Let us see what happens when I have two numbers with the same sign, minus 10 and minus 20. Again, between 10 and 20, which is a bigger number? 20 is a bigger number, and what is the sign of fixed to it? Minus. So, they position their hand like this. What is the next number? 10, and what is the sign of fixed? Minus. That means they use the same hand and position it here. Which is the hand that they are using? Minus. So, your answer will also be minus, and if you use the same hand, you have to add. So, minus 10 added to minus 20 will be minus 30. Now, let us take numbers minus 21 and plus 46 to see how to make children do the sum. Now, between 21 and 46, which is bigger? 46 is bigger, and what is the sign affixed to 46? Plus. That means they use their plus hand and they keep it on top. And what is the next number? 21, and what is the sign affixed to it? Minus, and hence they keep it here. Which hand is on top? Plus hand. So, they put the plus sign, and when they use two different hands, they have to subtract. So, once they subtract 46 and 21, they get 25. So, minus 21 plus 46 will give you plus 25. So, helping them use their hands will help them overcome the difficulty that they may encounter when they do addition of integers. Some children do get confused with addition of integers even when they are in class 8, class 9. They might just want to know which is the sign that they need to affix. So, all that they need to do is position their hands and find out which is the correct sign, and which will help them to overcome this difficulty to a large extent. Thank you so much. Please do try it with children, and I am sure they are going to find it easy and interesting. Thank you.